A series of mega announcements in the form of Christmas gifts to the country. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in his address, made a series of announcements, all intended to boost India's COVID and its new variant and boost India's vaccination drive. The top announcement is going to start. India will going to start vaccinating children between the ages of 15 to 18 from 3rd Jan next year. Another much-awaited announcement was made on boosters. Booster shots for frontline workers and those above 60 with comorbidities from 10 Jan, sounding off an alarm over the highly contagious Omicron variant that is spreading rapidly across the world. He appealed to people not to panic and use masks and wash hands regularly.
प्रिकॉशन की दृष्टि से सरकार ने निर्णय लिया है कि हेल्थ केयर और फ्रंटलाइन वर्कर्स को वैक्सीन की प्रिकॉशन डोज भी प्रारंभ की जाए। इसकी शुरुआत 2022 में 10 जनवरी सोमवार के दिन से की जाएगी। कोरोना वैक्सीन का अब तक का ये भी अनुभव है कि जो अधिक आयु वाले हैं और पहले से ही किसी न किसी गंभीर बीमारी से पीड़ित है, उन्हें प्रिकॉशन लेना सलाह योग्य है। इसको ध्यान में रखते हुए 60 वर्ष से ऊपर की आयु के कोमॉर्बिडिटी वाले नागरिकों को उनके डॉक्टर की सलाह पर वैक्सीन की प्रिकॉशन डोज का विकल्प उनके लिए उपलब्ध होगा। ये भी 10 जनवरी से प्रारंभ होगा। 2022 बस आने ही वाला है। आप सभी 2022 के स्वागत की तैयारी में जुटे हैं, लेकिन उत्साह और उमंग के साथ ही ये समय सचेत रहने का भी है। आज दुनिया के कई देशों में कोरोना के नए वेरिएंट ओमिक्रॉन की वजह से संक्रमण बढ़ रहा है। भारत में भी कई लोगों के ओमिक्रॉन से संक्रमित होने का पता चला है। मैं आप सभी से आग्रह करूंगा कि पैनिक न करें। हां, सावधान रहें, सतर्क रहें, मास्क उसका भरपूर उपयोग करें और हाथों को थोड़ी थोड़ी देर पर धुलना, इन बातों को हमें भूलना नहीं है।
I think children do need to start getting vaccinated to get back to school, and I'm sure that even though we start with 15-year-olds on the 3rd of January, I'm sure it won't be too long before the 12-year-olds will also get vaccinated. So this is extremely important, an announcement that the Prime Minister has made. Well, I think there is a huge concern around the very rapid spread of Omicron. And I think there is data that suggests that giving a third, dose or the booster dose does help to basically, mitigate the severity of the disease by 80%. So I think that kind of data is extremely important to build on, and I think giving booster doses to people who are vulnerable, because again I think it's very well thought out that it's only the elderly who really are at risk in terms of the Omicron virus, and I think giving them an extra shot is always going to help.
Who will get which booster? Will the double co-vaccinated have to take Covaxin, or whether Covaxin takers will go for Covishield? How much amount of dose will the precautionary dose be, and whether it will be free for those above the age of 60 with comorbidities? These are some of the questions that will require clarity before the big rollout begins in January 2022. Milan Sharma for India Today.
In a big boost to India's Omicron fight, the centre has announced vaccine rollout for kids. Prime Minister announced the vaccine for children between 15 and 18 from 3rd Jan in a Christmas address to the nation. This after the DCGI approved emergency use of Covaxin for children, a 2-dose jab for children aged 12 to 18. However, children between 15 to 18 will be administered jabs from 3rd Jan. According to sources, the centre will need to give orders to Bharat Biotech for children's vaccine. This is a 2-dose vaccine as opposed to Zydus, that is a 3-dose vaccine.
15 साल से 18 साल की आयु के बीच के जो बच्चे हैं, अब उनके लिए देश में वैक्सीनेशन प्रारंभ होगा। 2022 में 3 जनवरी को सोमवार के दिन से इसकी शुरुआत की जाएगी। ये फैसला कोरोना के खिलाफ देश की लड़ाई को तो मजबूत करेगा ही, स्कूल कॉलेजों में जा रहे हमारे बच्चों की और उनके माता-पिता की चिंता भी कम करेगा।
This has been a very important step, and this is one step that we've been persuading and certainly advising for a long period of time, at least for the last 4 weeks. We must remember that our 12 to 18-year-olds are a very important subgroup of 15 crore youngsters who are in the formative years of life. And certainly for the healthcare workers, it was very clear that we were at least 10 months away from our second doses with Omicron around the corner. This army of workers, the frontline workers and the healthcare workers, is absolutely in need of being fit and healthy and motivated to actually save the country from what is an inevitable third wave. So I'm happy that the experts actually listened to the advice of everyone. I'm happy that we did not wait for our own data. We relied on what was clearly overwhelming Western data to tell us that we were at most susceptible. We had the least effective vaccine against Omicron, and that we have a susceptible population which needs to be vaccinated. So I'm truly happy. I think this is an important step.
The Omicron surge has hit Christmas celebrations across the country. From Delhi to Bengaluru, people opted for muted Christmas celebrations. Here's more.
Empty churches. Candles placed on a barricade. Muted Christmas celebrations. Omicron cases playing party pooper to Christmas this year. With restrictions imposed due to super mutant surge, social distancing is the flavor this festive season. Low-key celebrations from church to street. The Sacred Heart Cathedral, one of Delhi's biggest church, was shut down on the Christmas Eve to avoid crowding. Barricades were put up by the Delhi police to stop the crowd from reaching the church premises.
Anyone who wants to seek the blessings of Lord Jesus will now have to come, light a candle at the barricade, seek his blessings and then go back home. I'm standing at the Sacred Heart Cathedral in the national capital and no one is allowed to enter the church. The mass which takes place on Christmas Eve was also banned. That's because the church authorities strongly believe that wherever there'll be mass gatherings, the chances of rising of COVID cases are manifold.
But the celebration's minus grandeur is not limited to Delhi. Maharashtra, accounting for the maximum Omicron cases, has also introduced several restrictions. The church in Mumbai have been following stringent COVID protocols issued by the Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation.
Let me show you the kind of restrictions that have been put in place here. Outside this main gate, this chart says that keep social distancing. This comes under the guidelines. Please wear your mask. No gathering in groups, no touching or kissing of statues as well. For masses, it says only 80% on first come, first serve basis. Now, let me show you inside. Now, there is no crowding inside. People have been asked to maintain social distancing. The temperature is being checked and only then they are being allowed inside for the mass.
In Bengaluru, prayers are being offered in the church with complete social distancing.
In view of COVID-19 and Omicron cases in the state and the city, district authorities and the government has told all religious places to follow COVID protocols, and we see COVID protocols being followed right here with social distancing and people with masks and also sanitizers being used, and everyone's celebrating Christmas with order and following all the COVID protocols in mind.
Christmas celebrations in Odisha were also limited to a maximum of 50 devotees for mass prayers in the church. The situation is the same across India, with churches putting a cap on people attending the midnight mass. Several health experts have warned against overcrowding during the festive season.
जिन लोगों को वैक्सीन लगी भी हुई है उनको भी वो इन्फेक्शन हो सकता है, जिसको हम कहते हैं इम्यूनिटी एस्केप। बिल्कुल जैसे हमने सेकंड वेव में सावधानी यूज करी थी, 90% लोग बिल्कुल ये इस बात से डर गए थे कि उनको भी इन्फेक्शन भयंकर हो सकता है, ये भी हो सकता है, और ये अगर जो एक को होगा तो सारी फैमिली को होगा।
With just one holiday down, India faces the mega Omicron challenge ahead of the biggest party weekend yet. So mask up as we ring in the new year. With Aishwarya Paliwal in Delhi, Pankaj Upadhyay in Mumbai, Karthik in Bengaluru, this is Bureau Report, India Today.
Omicron cases continue to surge across states. Maharashtra and Delhi are amongst the worst affected, but even as the states have brought back COVID norms, Sarojini Nagar and Sadar Bazaar markets witness blatant violation of norms amidst the festive season. Here's a report.
Jam-packed markets, shoppers roaming without masks, social distancing norms thrown to the wind, images that the Delhi High Court termed as frightening. Markets in Sarojini Nagar area of the national capital opened in odd and even scheme. This comes after the Delhi High Court noted that there is no action on ground despite orders.
यहाँ जो शॉपिंग के लिए क्राउड आता है ये 2 दिनों में ज़्यादा होता है। इसे देखते हुए ही DDMA ने अभी जो ऑर्डर पास किया है उसमें 2 दिन के लिए रेस्ट्रिक्शंस लगाया है। तो अभी ऑड इवन वाला हम केवल DDMA गाइडलाइंस के मुताबिक केवल 2 दिन ही लागू करेंगे। उसके बाद जैसी डायरेक्शंस हमें मिलेंगी हम उस तरीके से काम करेंगे।
Massive encroachment by shopkeepers, squatters were removed. Vendors hurriedly picked up their wares and began running helter-skelter.
The Delhi police, after the DDM and the High Court orders, has started to make sure that no unauthorized people or unauthorized vendors are being allowed to keep their wares in the Sarojini Nagar market. This at the moment where the Delhi police is asking those who are operating in an unauthorized fashion to pick up their wares from outside shops.
NDMC officials have said that court has ordered goods of those street vendors squatting illegally will not be returned.
सामान अपना जो भी रखना है आप शटर के अंदर रखें, शटर बाहर निकालें। होता क्या दुकानदार 8-8 फुट बाहर निकालता है, 8 फुट इधर से आता है, बीच में गली छोटी हो जाती है, दिक्कत आती है। हाई कोर्ट का आदेश है बिल्कुल साफ करते हैं।
Small shop owners and street vendors fear loss of business yet again, but crowded markets are not limited to Delhi alone.
दुकानदार जो हैं 2 लॉकडाउन झेल चुके हैं, बड़ी मुश्किल से अभी थोड़ा थोड़ा उठना शुरू हुए थे। सरकार को इस बारे में सोचना चाहिए, वो बिल्कुल भी इस चीज़ को नहीं सोच रही। खुद मेरा काम हैगा मैम अपनी दुकान के अंदर सोशल डिस्टेंसिंग रखने का और मास्क लगाने का। मैं अपने यहाँ दुकान में जो कस्टमर आ रहा हूँ उसी को रोक सड़क का और रोड का मेरी जिम्मेवारी थोड़ी है, दुकानदारों की जिम्मेवारी थोड़ी है, वो तो प्रशासन की है।
The scenes in Mumbai's Dadar market were no different. Shoppers were seen thronging with no social distancing at sight, some even without masks.
The market is just starting in this suburban area and you can well see what is happening in the name of social distancing. Now, this is the reality perhaps at every busy marketplace in Mumbai. Most of the people that I see around are not wearing masks in a proper fashion. Some have it under the nose, some have it under the chin, and many, like her, are not wearing the masks at all.
BMC's fresh restrictions in place for Christmas celebrations were expected to mellow down the festive cheer, but people showed up in decent numbers despite the curbs.
Yeah, so they are enjoying. So I don't think so this COVID has been mattering over here. But all are following their rules, that is good.
With the festive season in full swing, blatant COVID violations in marketplaces isn't helping. With Milind Sharma in Delhi and Pankaj Upadhyay in Mumbai, Bureau Report, India Today.
UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath hits out at Akhilesh again as state of war UP heats up. Yogi targeted Samajwadi Party alleging its government wasted the money meant for the poor on Qabristans. Referring to income tax raids on premises of some Samajwadi Party leaders, he accused the previous government of looting people. Yogi alleged rupees 200 crores being unearthed from the party leaders. He claimed that the previous government committed a crime by denying benefits to the poor.
जो लोग सत्ता से 5 वर्ष से दूर हैं, उनके पास इतनी राशि मिलने का मतलब जब उन्हें प्रदेश की सत्ता मिली थी तो उन्होंने खूब लूट खसोट किया। संस्कृत के विद्यालयों का पैसा कब्रिस्तान के लिए दे दिया। ये जो गरीब का पैसा था, जो आज प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी हर गरीब को उपलब्ध करा रहे प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना में, ये आवास पहले भी दिए जा सकते थे, लेकिन पहले गरीब का घर नहीं बनता था। ऐसे ही 200 करोड़ रुपए उस गरीब का इकट्ठा करके खा दिया जाता था।
Big twist in Punjab politics ahead of state assembly polls. 22 Punjab farmer unions have announced formation of Samyukt Samaj Morcha party. The farmers have announced that their political front will contest in all 117 seats in the elections. Opposing the move, Samyukt Kisan Morcha has distanced itself from the Punjab farmer unions move. The SKM leaders in a statement said that they will chair a meeting on 15th of January to decide whether these 22 unions can continue to be a part of their Morcha or not. Meanwhile, Congress MP Ravneet Singh Bittu attacked the farmer unions for forming a political party. Congress Neta said the move is for personal benefit and questioned why these unions left their fight for nationwide MSP for Punjab polls. Here, he further took a jab at Arvind Kejriwal, saying Anna Hazare was used and thrown by a common man to become the Chief Minister of Delhi. Similar fate awaits these leaders too.
Assembly हल्के तो चाहे कोई शतराने चो जित के चले जाए, चाहे समाने चो, चाहे पटियाले तो, वो MLA जाके MSP नहीं दवा सकता, ना हो साडे कर्जियां दे उत्ते लीक मरवा सकते हैं। इस करके जिहड़ियां जथेबंदियां इलैक्शन दे वल मूंह कर रही ने, मेरी तो अपील है कि लोग उन्हां ते प्रैशर पाउण कि अपने संयुक्त किसान मोर्चे नूं एकजुट रखो अते देश दे लोकां ने जिहड़ी जिम्मेवारी लाई है साडे ते कि MSP ते कर्जे दी लड़ाई लड़ो, वो लड़ाई अगे असीं लड़ सकीए।
It's a wrap from me, Jayati Narula, on this bulletin. For further news and updates, don't forget to log on to indiatoday.in or go ahead and download our app.